How long you been doing these for?
Since the winter.
Yeah, this past
Yeah.
winter here.
Yeah, like I would kind of mess around and do stuff years ago, but it was
Like
just
during
audio.
during COVID. COVID.
I guess a little, yeah, maybe it was actually probably around that time, yeah. And I would just do like kind of coffee talk in the morning
Hmm.
by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and just
Like talking
audio.
to the camera,
No,
or
just
just
audio.
okay.
And then yeah, and then I kind of got bored of it because it wasn't really the time,
Hmm.
right? When something's meant to happen, it happens in divine timing, not
Yes.
on the human mind time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. What are you doing, Sirius? What'd you drop? There's nothing in between there. What are you doing, you crazy maniac? Come here.
Look at his hair. That's so funny. Can't even see his eyes.
Right? I know I gotta cut his hair. He's like a rock star. Do you like rock music? Like,
Yeah, I
what did
mean,
you grow up with? Like, what did you?
probably the same as you, like grunge.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
but what's grunge? Like, you mean like Nirvana and all that?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Those were my high school days. Pearl Jam,
Oh,
Nirvana,
Pearl Jam, so good, right?
Soundgarden.
Yeah,
So
Soundgarden.
that was like the high school days. But of course, like gangster rap was also popular. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like Two Live Crew?
Exactly. That's a blast in the
That
past.
was the best.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to see Pearl Jam and the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Lollapalooza.
You did?
Yeah, live.
That's
Ice Cube
cool.
was there. I mean, it was such a good venue. And
Wow. Well, and
yeah,
Ice Cube was really the first one to kind of break open rap in a big way.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It was good.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like probably 18 at that point, I think. So
Mm.
quite a while back.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was never into the classic rock or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Mm-hmm.
now this is considered classic rock. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up with a mom. She owned the second largest rock and roll agency in Canada for 17 years. So she booked bands.
Oh, really?
So growing up, I went to rock concerts.
Oh, wow.
That was just normal to me to do that.
In Calgary.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Calgary.
Yeah.
And yeah, she booked a lot of bar bands, and she booked Motley Crue into their first gig
Oh, yeah.
in Canada, and
Yeah.
the hotel manager thought they were so bad that he kicked them out the first night.
No way.
Yeah, he was freaking out about it. And then Smoking in the Boys' Room
Right.
went like, it was like a week or two later, went,
Oh, wow.
what do you call it, platinum or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And they became this huge, huge deal. And she booked Dire Straits and a lot of cool bands.
Okay, it's like a bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did grow up with that classic rock. And
Okay.
I listened a lot to Van Morrison,
Mm-hmm.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, so that's classic rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved Cat Stevens too.
Yeah.
And I loved like older rock, like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Like band, you know, the Doors,
Mm.
things like that.
Mm.
Sorry, not the Doors. Rolling Stones.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
All that, yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I remember getting into Motley Crue and Def Leppard and
Mhm.
Twisted Sister. That was like the early 80s, I want to say.
Yeah, Def Leppard was great.
Yeah, it was good, right?
Oh, they were so good. I saw them in concert too. I loved them. Amazing. I really loved music then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not anymore?
I don't listen to music anymore. No,
No?
I haven't for years. I don't
Yeah.
even. Well, you know, I don't play it in my class.
Right, yeah.
I don't turn on the music.
Really? Why not?
If I do, if I listen to music
Yeah.
now, I'll if it's in a vehicle, I'll have it really loud, or I can put on AirPods and it will be something like Nina Simone, Billie Holiday. You know,
Mm.
that moves me
Okay.
because that has a lot of heart and
Mm.
depth to it that there's no artists that have that today.
Yeah.
You know, but that's really old music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that stuff. I used to love a lot of Janis Joplin too because she kind of reminded me of Nina Simone
Mm.
in a way. Just that, I don't know, she had that soul to her too,
Yeah, what happened to today's music, huh?
right? Yeah, it's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore.
Nope.
But, you know, maybe the kids today are going to say the same thing about the music today when they're our age. They're going to be like,
Yeah,
what happened to the music? It used to be so good. And the music we think is shitty now.
maybe,
You know what I mean?
maybe. I don't know. I tend to,
Everybody has their time zone.
yeah, but I do tend to think that today's music, though, it's like it's heavily butchered by like the record industry. I mean, there's motives behind it. A lot of dark stuff in there. And
Right?
you gotta know what to see or look for.
Mm.
I don't think it was like that back in probably our generation. Maybe it was,
Yeah.
but definitely not as much. Like right now,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like
I
all
agree.
these artists are dressing up like the devil, and they say it's art. It's like it's not art. It's like it's blatantly in your face and
Right?
just satanic stuff, you know. So
Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad you brought that up.
yeah,
And they have different binaural beats layered in
yes,
too to further oscillate, hypnotize
mm-hmm.
your brain to take that dark information in
Yeah,
and have that be something that's wired into your brain
mm-hmm.
that you're not even realizing is now a part of you.
Yeah, exactly. You harvest, yeah, and you give your power away, you give your energy away. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you hum something or chant something unconsciously, you're putting it out there in the ether, and it feeds whoever is, you know, programming this stuff in people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like concerts. They draw like I don't know how many thousands of people in one arena, and then they feed off that energy, right? So a lot of it is rituals and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so hopefully, I'm pretty sure at some point it will get exposed. I mean, people will see through it. If not,
I think they already are,
they are. Yeah,
you know.
yeah. But I mean, totally, like just bring it out in the open, and it'll be
Right.
understood. People will
Yes.
actually know about it. Because if not, then we're not going to good times. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it will. Yeah.
Yeah. What do your kids listen to? How
Uh,
old are your kids again?
15, boy and a girl, twins,
Mm-hmm.
and little boy, he's gonna be 13 in a couple days.
So do they listen to the same kind of music together? Because they're close in age, 15 and
Yeah,
13.
no, she likes Taylor Swift. You know,
Does
oh
she?
god, yeah, yeah. So she's been indoctrinated in that part. I try to tell her. It's like she doesn't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Or to me. She,
Right. She's like,
yeah,
Dad, you're so old.
yeah,
God.
yeah. I don't want to know this stuff. You're like, let me be. It's like, okay, fine, be yourself. But
Yeah.
yeah, what girl doesn't like Taylor Swift? I guess, right? So,
Right. And you said you have twins, a boy, girl?
yeah, it's a boy and a girl. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not sure what he's into. He does listen to some music, but it's.
Are they, did you call it paternal or what do you?
I think it's fraternal.
Fraternal. I
Yeah.
knew it was
Yeah.
something ternal.
And I think I'm just throwing a word out there.
Okay.
I mean, it's a boy and a girl, so they're definitely not identical.
Right.
It's the other one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
I always wished I had a twin.
Yeah.
I really feel like I did. And then maybe it died in my mom, like it was too early to even gestate fully.
Yeah.
I feel like that because I've always felt like I'm missing
Really?
my best friend. Like I've never had that best friend, and I've always wanted that so much in my life and craved that.
Did you ask her?
Well, yeah, she said no, but then I went and seen a psychic, and she told me, yeah, your mom had a twin. You had a twin that didn't make it. And I said, that
Really?
is fucked up because I've always felt that.
No way.
And I mean, it's a psychic, you never know, whatever. But I mean, I found it very interesting that she'd say that because it's so something I've always wanted.
I'm lucky to say I have probably 5 good friends
Mm-hmm.
spread across the world. You know, but guys are different though, right? I mean, don't have to see each other for 20 years and then we see each other. It's like we're just like we were.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Is that the relationships you have, or do you talk on the phone with them? Or
No, of course not. No, it's like.
yeah.
But if I was to knock on their door, I mean, we would just be like bros again.
Oh yeah.
That's just how it is with guys. But yeah.
Do you get lonely though, like for a friendship?
I can't say that I do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think we're similar in that aspect that we like our own company,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's for me, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy my company, my own company, and
Well, that's beautiful.
yeah, and I need time alone every day
Mm-hmm.
in nature
Mm-hmm.
to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say lonely. If anything, it's more like sometimes I feel like I just can't talk my mind because people would just think I'm nuts. So that's the only part sometimes where I get lonely, and if it's in
Yes.
that case, I prefer like, I mean, yeah, of course we'll chat and stuff, but I
Yeah.
can't just be too superficial. So then I
Yeah.
step away and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's crazy? Tell me. I love crazy.
Well, I mean, okay, for I mean, this the one that comes up so quickly and easily is like, what happened in the last 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had dinner with a friend a couple weeks ago, and he's a high school friend, so we know each other. We were buddies, although I haven't seen him in probably 20 years, but we just know each other, so we know how we are. We can kid around. But had dinner, and at the end of the conversation, that's how it turned out. We just talked about the pandemic, and he's like, "What do you mean you're not vaccinated?" I'm like, "Of course, yeah, of course I'm not." And then we just started going to there, but it's just like after 5 years, some people still believe that this was a an event that was as they said it was. And I just tend to see my lens. I see through the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I can call bullshit
See
on.
through the movie that they're
Yes,
playing,
exactly. Yeah.
that you're being played by.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I just know I try to discern anyways, and a lot of times during that time, especially during the early days, I was like, okay, like step back and just, and maybe if you're wrong, it's okay. And I mean, I was always trying to make sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I knew that it was bullshit. And now 5 years later, it's all there. So all the evidence there if you have the eyes to look for it. But some people
Mm-hmm.
still think it's, was real, and
Mm-hmm.
you really saved grandma by staying home
Right.
and all this stuff, right? And the same playbook is being played over and over and over again. And the last 5 years, I've always said it, we're not going back to normal. This is done. Those days are done.
Mm-hmm.
I know what their agenda is, and doesn't take a high IQ to look into what they are planning to do. Well,
What do you think they're planning to do?
oh God, they are trying to depopulate us. Sorry
Mm.
to say, but it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
The so-called elites. Like
The
I
Bill
don't know.
Gates.
Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
those guys. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. All these people. I mean, it goes beyond government. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the people behind the government that control the governments. We won't
Right.
see who they are,
Mm-hmm.
but like I refer to them as parasites. But
Mm-hmm.
they don't want us here. I mean, they are trying actively to take us out,
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely, or to keep us sick. Like, look at our system. Everything is broken. And is it broken, or is it the way it's supposed to be? But if you go to the store, the grocery store, it's all poison. It's just if you walk the perimeter, that's healthy-ish food, but inside all the stuff that's processed and in bags that doesn't rot,
Mm-hmm.
it's poison.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat that, it's not going to kill you on the spot, but it's going to make you ill, and then you go see a doctor, and he's going to put a little prescription for you to fill, and that will alleviate some symptom, so they get paid more money. So I just kind of see through the whole system. They're going to try to keep you alive for a little bit and fund them while you die
Mm-hmm.
slowly. That's just the way I see the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's a realistic way to see it. There's not the mainstream media filter's not in front of your eyes.
exactly, right? Yeah. So I'm glad it resonates, and I know you see it
Yeah.
that way too. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. It's like sometimes it's just hard. Like I get lonely because there's not many of us that see it
Mm-hmm.
like that.
And it's surprising.
It is surprising.
Like, it's so surprising, especially in the yoga community, because like we've talked about before, like they were all under hypnosis. Well, majority of them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
I know.
I must do what I am being told to do,
Yeah,
and I will do it joyfully.
I know.
I was like, are
know.
we in some fucking weird movie? What in the hell is happening
Yeah,
here?
I know. That was a bit of a shock to me because, and I think I mentioned that to you, but my first class I taught when we kind of like reopened, I walk in there, just no mask and just happy to teach, and everyone was masked up, like including all the teachers. I'm like, but guys, we love to breathe fresh air. I mean, that's
Right.
that's part of our who we are. We're yogis. We breathe the prana in, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why am I the only one here like this? I was like, it was a slap in the face. Like I just was kind of shocked. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what's my community? No.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, there's so much dopamine by seeing the mouth because you can look at somebody and they have a mask on, and this is
yeah.
what I realized during that time is you can't even really tell if they're smiling even with their eyes. It's very
Mm.
hard. But when the mask comes off, the smile is what really, I think, ignites the oxytocin
Mm.
and the dopamine, that chemistry between two people.
Yeah.
Hello. And
Hmm.
well, are they smiling? Is it a good, like, is that going to turn that on in me? And can I
Yeah.
turn that on in you? And
Yeah.
that was heavily suppressed too, and that makes you sick too.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many layers.
Aside from the breathing
Yeah.
and all the extra carbon dioxide,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh-huh. I
it was
mean,
also that chemical reaction.
so much that can be said just about the mask. Yeah, like the
Mm,
carbon dioxide, you're not breathing proper oxygen, so then
mm-hmm,
you have mental fog. You can't think properly, and then if you're on the news, and it's a double whammy, and then you're totally in fear mode, and you're easily manipulated, controlled,
mm-hmm.
right? So, but also like I saw that way back in the day, like probably a couple of centuries ago, they would mask the slaves up so that
Oh,
way you can't talk, and it's symbolic. It's more than just that. And if I think it was like a whole experiment to see, like, let's see if they do it. And if they do it,
right.
then we are one step further. But if they don't, then we'll have to adjust our game plan. But it was all kind of this experimentation.
That's really, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That makes so much sense.
you see like old images of like masks. It was iron back then, but it was meant to cover your face. It's just like it diminishes everything, even your
Mm,
soul, your life. I mean, it's just
mhm,
yeah. I mean, for me, and then I remember like I just couldn't wear the mask.
yeah.
Every fibers in my being said no, so I just didn't
Mhm.
do it. I couldn't. I just there's no way I'm gonna do it.
Right?
Like if everything is screaming no, I'm like
I mean,
I'm
let
not.
alone take
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
is just,
That's the
yeah,
next step, right? So.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
in the end, like I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's lonely, but I just understand. Like, it's not like judging or observe, but I understand that a lot of us are just more programmed than others.
Mhm.
It's just a program.
Mhm. It
So
is. I love Starbucks.
yeah.
I think there's a conspiracy to this too.
Sure.
Tell me, you know it.
No, I don't know it.
There is a conspiracy to
I'm
it
sure
though.
there is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know
But really,
that one.
conspiracy just means, a desire to know more, right?
Yeah,
Because then you're not only being programmed, only being fed information. You're consciously wanting to seek out more.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have friends that tell me not everything that is a conspiracy. Yes, it is. I can't help myself.
Oh
I
shit,
just
Aries, did you just hit your
be
head?
careful.
Did you come here? Did you hit your
Oh my
head?
god, you almost got
Oh
KO'd.
my god. Lay down here, you poor guy. I call him Dr. Aries
Hmm.
because he'll always come to you if you're injured or
Oh, really?
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime I've cried, he's like run and tried to suck the tears out of my eyes. And then,
Oh, he's a compassionate
oh,
soul.
he's such a sweetheart. Yeah, Sirius just runs away from me if I'm sad. uh, so you taught this morning.
I did, yeah.
Was it a good class?
It was.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was packed, and yeah, we got sweaty in there.
Is it hot there?
It's a warm class on a Friday
Okay.
morning, so it's warm, but lots of bodies in the room today, more than usual. I'm not sure why. People want to do
And
yoga.
that just heats the room up more.
Oh, big time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all kind of sweaty right now, but it's okay. But it was a good class. Yeah, good turnout
Yeah.
and good crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
I haven't been to that studio for a long time.
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find community there really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a studio where they embody the essence of yoga. So it's not just coming in doing a workout. Like that kind of studio, I can't teach there. It's not for me. It's more where you can connect to the heart, take a moment, center, do some breathing, some pranayama, and then some movement, and then tone it down.
And they appreciate you just moving with what you want to do, not necessarily following a pre-planned set sequence of what they want you to do.
Yeah, yeah, God. No.
That's what um, I was working at that one studio that
Yeah.
we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was a man that hired me. And then as soon as he stepped down, the
Mm.
girl that took over came to my class. She didn't do one thing that I was cueing. Not
Mm.
one. She
Wow.
rolled around the floor, did whatever. This is the manager.
That's terrible.
She did whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
And then she didn't even really look at me afterwards and sends me an email. You're not on brand, so you can't work here.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I'm not on brand? Thank God I'm
Mm.
not programmed.
Yeah.
Because that means if you are working here,
Mm.
and even if you think that you have freedom,
Mm.
you don't. You really are
Yeah.
fit into that package.
Yeah.
Because they actually have I think it's 30 pages that they send to you
Wow.
of how many standing poses you should be doing, how long you should be up, down, this and that, the music, the this, the that,
Wow.
and I told the guy that hired me there that's not how I roll, and he had taken my class and said that's okay, just try to at least put some music on, which is something I'm not used to doing.
Mm.
So I had it on to be really low.
Yeah.
And but yeah, anyways, there's
Yeah.
a lot of studios that kind of like that particular studio, because I think there's 6 of them.
Mm.
That is like McDonald's to me.
Pretty
You
much.
always know what
Yeah,
you're gonna get.
exactly.
Doesn't matter whose class you're going to.
Yeah,
They're all little
yeah.
talking heads, right?
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
puppets.
yeah,
Puppets is a better
yeah.
way to say it. Yeah.
But also looking back at the further or the older lineage, like Ashtanga is very like that, right? So, and
100%
and
it is.
I look at Ashtanga as being 51% masculine encoded, and the Vinyasa practice 51% feminine encoded. The vinyasa is more creative. It's a bit softer, although it can be strong and powerful. I mean, it's definitely creative, and that's what I love about it. Is you can create your own sequence, and I think we're here as human beings to create whatever it is you want to create. So then you create your sequence, and you create your playlist, and you create what you want to talk about, whatever Dharma talk you want to add in there. This lights me up. But if I was to teach an Ashtanga class where I have to stick to that rigidness and so on, I can teach it, but I'll walk out of there just feeling exhausted and going, that's I don't want to do it ever again. It's not my jam. But some people like that. They want to get that same Ashtanga, whatever class it is, and they'll say it's never the same. I'm like, oh God. Press read to whatever it is for the first time. Shoot me. Okay. I'd rather not do it.
They literally like being told what to do. They don't like change. So they like skiing the same old slopes in their brain. Heaven forbid we create a new neural pathway today. Fuck that, because that will irritate me so much. If my brain has to work, it means it has to veer off course and reroute and do something new.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like to think. It loves to be on autopilot. I must do as I am told. I love it. Like, again, I was saying earlier, that's all those set sequences. I remember I said that to a girl years ago when I was working at this other studio, because she was a huge, Ashtanga fan.
Yeah.
And she literally lost it on me.
What?
And I just watched her bug out, and I thought, yep, that's you. I don't have to say anything. There you are.
You're triggered because it's true.
Go back and do your Ashtanga classes. It's doing a lot for you.
Anyways, at crazy times, you're just talking like, the last 5 years, I just think we're not going back to normal. That is, those days are done with. And, it's most likely going to get a little shittier before it gets better. Just look at what happened last night. I mean,
what happened? I don't know.
Oh, we're on the escalation of World War III here.
Are we? I don't even know. I've just been hanging out, walking dogs.
This is good. Just watch the trees and walk the dog. This is the way to do it. I mean, there's just so much going on, and that's the thing. You can't let yourself be pulled into it, because that's what they want. They want you to be pulled into it and to choose sides. And when you choose a side, you associate with that. When you associate with that, they manipulate and control you. And that's what the majority of people are falling for this. If you just say, hey, no, I'm not going to, we unite. We're all here for a reason, and we're different. Let's embrace that, and just unite. And when we unite together, we can raise the consciousness of the planet and take their power away. It's divide and conquer. That's their power. And if you fall prey or victim to that, that's how they control us.
And isn't it interesting, though, because we make ourselves so finite in thinking that when you turn on the TV box, that movie that you're watching is real, more real than you and I sitting here on this couch. And yet this is the only reality that's real. So if you and I, as these guns and bombs are going off in this other place, or go to take a walk,
Mm-hmm.
is that other stuff really happening? Is it
Mm-hmm.
really happening?
Mm-hmm.
Because the real reality of what's happening is here, and the mind builds construct.
Yeah.
So if I turn on that TV and I energize those things going on,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm a part of making it real.
Exactly.
Versus when I go for a walk with my dogs, like you go for your walks at night and
Mm-hmm.
your sunsets and all that. I love that. And you're connecting with nature because you're connecting with that divinity within you
Yeah.
that's saying, there's peace and harmony here. And then you're laying the foundation of that to ripple out
Mm-hmm.
through the universe.
Yeah.
And who's to say that when you turn on that little box again, that presence didn't impact the war or what's about to happen, and
Yeah.
maybe bring down some of those hard edges there.
Definitely. Yeah. I think so. If more of us did that, they would just have less power.
Mm-hmm.
And with this less power, they would not be able to do it so much more of.
Mm-hmm. But
Because
people just get so fixated.
they do.
That's
Yeah.
why I just did a video not long ago about people that get really hyped up about politics, like that you can become, a terminal,
Yeah.
and you're not even aware of anything that's going on in reality,
Mm-hmm.
because where you are at in any given moment is the only reality. Everything is fantasy island,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be here now.
Mm-hmm. You can be in a sympathetic state, a fight or flight mode, right? When you turn on that TV, or you can find that healthy center point in your nervous system when you ground and come to terms with what is really going on.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure that didn't turn off again.
Didn't hear it.
No, but you just never know.
It's
Now
probably
I'm like,
still rolling.
yeah. As I watch you through the camera lens. Now we're making our own movie. And yeah, it's still rolling. Okay, good. Gosh. Yeah, you look native. Like I know you're not, but you look like you have native in you.
Yeah. So if I go, let's say downtown, there's just a few native people around.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Hey, brother!" Like, and
Really?
it's a big hug. What tribe are you from?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I love you." But
well, yeah, because you said you connect with that more than anything. You wish that, right? Like that's in your soul.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And I go gas up on the reserve because it's cheaper gas, and I'm all about that.
Towards the Costco over there.
Yes, yeah. So I'm always there, and anytime I go in, if I need to go in and not pay at the pump, they'll always like, "Where's your tax card?" They assume I'm just one of them.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And Calgary's changed a lot. Like now versus 20 years ago, when I was here at that era, 203, it was all white people, basically. Maybe except in the Northeast, but the other four quadrants was predominantly white people. So I'd be walking around going, "Oh my God, I'm the only one that's not white here." And but I always like to just be me and shine my light, doing the best I can, and to, in a sense, give this image of like people would associate perhaps like, "Oh, look at this native guy," but maybe in a nicer light, because I know sometimes they tend to look down on them, right? So, but now it's changed a lot. Now it's like everyone's here from everywhere. It's like it's totally different now, but
yeah. I told you I have native in me.
Yes.
And then also, like, if you came to and that's from my mom's side of the family, to Nanaimo, where the Hausa tribe is. It's amazing.
That's cool. So is it Haida?
Hausa.
Hausa. Okay.
Hausa is the tribe. Yeah.
Okay. But is it part of the Haida Nation? Because
I don't know.
Yeah, like the whole West Coast, their art is known as Haida.
Oh, my cousin Ken might know that better than me.
Haida Gwaii, the island, and
I don't know. I'll ask my mom.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wonder if they all kind of fit under that umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I just love their philosophy. Like, if they go hunting, they say thank you, and they'll use a whole animal.
Yes.
It's nothing is wasted, and they understand like the appreciation that the animal gave for their food and their survival and all that. It's just
Mm-hmm.
nothing is wasted. They work in harmony. There's complete
Mm-hmm.
harmony with Earth.
With the land,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think this is the way. That was the way, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then we're going back there.
You think we're going back there?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
yeah, we're going back there.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me want to cry because I
Mm.
feel like that is
Yeah.
what is so essential for everybody's heart,
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to connect because there's so much disconnect.
Totally. These days, the world right now is insane. It's just a circus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think slowly but surely we're gonna get there. I think we'll see it in our
Mm-hmm.
lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can stop that.
Yeah.
This is where we are here to witness, to plant these seeds,
Mm-hmm.
to build this new earth, this new old earth. I mean, we're just going back to that frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think we're returning back to not the past, but to soul alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is your background again? Japanese, you have?
Japanese, yeah. My dad is
Yeah.
Japanese and my mom is French Canadian.
Wow. My friend
Yeah.
Rob that's coming tomorrow, he's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
He's going to be on it tomorrow. He's half Japanese, half Scottish.
Oh wow.
But he looks full Japanese. Like he,
Really?
yeah, I can't
Oh, wow.
really see the Scottish in him.
Who is his?
And he's like 6'1" or something, like 6'2", I think.
So the mom was Japanese, I'm guessing.
His dad.
His dad too.
His
Oh,
dad.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and his mom was Scottish.
Wow.
Yeah, his mom is Scottish. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You got the height from the Scottish side, maybe.
Must,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm like,
Nice.
yeah, I'll have to ask him actually. I've never, yeah, who's tall? Because
Yeah.
it's weird that, yeah, the height would come in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad is tiny.
Is he?
Yeah. And so is my mom, and I'm glad I'm at least 5'10".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you've got good height.
Well, it's average height.
Yeah.
If I was 1 inch shorter, I'd be considered short.
You get that extra implant. What do? They cut your bone here. Have you seen that?
No, they
Oh
put.
my God, there's guys that do it. And you can only go, I think it's 2 inches max.
What
and
did they
then
do?
somebody just recently had that done, I read about. And then after you heal, I think for 6 months, he had it done again. So yeah, they break the bone, cut it open, and put a 2-inch lift in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So fuck.
Jeez.
Yeah. But some guys obviously really want to be tall.
Yeah, I mean it's hard for a guy. It is.
Yeah.
Like I know that if you are under 5'10", you're considered short,
Mm-hmm.
and it's harder for a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel very blessed that I made that threshold.
Right.
Yeah.
I dated a guy that I think he was 5'8". This when I was 17 to 19,
Uh-huh.
and he was 5'8" and like 250 pounds. He was a bodybuilder.
Oh, geez.
So he'd have to put baby powder in between his legs to walk
Oh.
because they would chafe. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and actually like bleed and all that. So when he
Oh,
would do
God.
bodybuilding competition,
Yeah.
and have to do a lot of cardio and stuff like that. I would never date somebody like that today, but I got my head screwed on right. Now, then I didn't, right? Then I was like spinning like a little top, just out of control. And so
But that's when you're a kid.
I know, that's what I mean. 17.
Yeah.
17, you're like, oh, big muscles. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing,
I mean, looking back at my life, I'm thinking 27. Well, I was still a kid at 27. Like,
Yes.
geez.
Why'd you say the number 27?
I like 27.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's when I had my epiphany.
Yeah.
I was 27. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you wake up?
At 27.
Yeah.
But it took me, and is taking me still to this day, years of unraveling. So even after that happened, I had all these, for lack of better wording, extraordinary things happening during that time where I would have what do you call it? When you're dreaming, you can control it.
Oh,
We're both stuck on stupid right now.
dreaming, lucid dreaming.
Yeah, so I'd have lucid dreams. I'd have began having merges with people that I didn't know, but that I would meet maybe once, and then their soul body, we could call it, would come to me, tell me private things about them. It was just like
When? Like when you
during
were
that first year after
no, but I
my
mean when you're talking like this,
no
or
in the lucid state.
oh, okay, when you're
And so
dreaming
I'd
or
call them soul merges.
yeah.
I didn't know what else to call them. And this
Mm,
was before I did yoga or anything.
mm,
So during that first year, I was just having these. I mean, I would go out and stare at the sky for hours and just get mesmerized and lost. I would sit by the river and,
how old were
just
you?
27.
Oh, 27, of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
And it was just wild.
yeah.
But then after that, I think because everything had happened so fast, I didn't know what was happening. There was so much energy moving throughout that year
Mm,
that everything collapsed. And I went back into a deep, dark depression and always had anxiety, but didn't really realize how bad it was until then and started to get worse and worse.
mm,
But, so even though I had that epiphany, is what I was going to say, it's not like I was completely reset. I had been reset from some things, from drinking blackout drunk every single night,
mm,
literally every night, blackout drunk, not remembering anything that happened,
mm,
to not wanting a sip of alcohol at all,
mm,
not even the thought. The thought was insane in my head after that. So that was a major reset. But because I had been suppressing all of the pain that I had inside of me, all my childhood stuff, I just didn't have the tools in my head like I have now to understand that I can work on that stuff. I didn't even understand that you could do that. It was so normal to me. I almost didn't even know I was so fucked up until
mm,
I was so fucked up.
yeah.
And so after that, then I started feeling all of those feelings. So at the end of that wild rush of God moving through me is basically how I saw it, because that epiphany, I believe I met with God.
Mm,
After that kind of came crashing down, I was in the feels of all my feelings. And because I wasn't drinking them away,
mm.
I was faced, and it was like a dark night of the soul for years and years, and probably a good 18 years after that.
That sounds like a lot of shadow work.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, not just like I said for a year, but for like probably 17, 18 years.
mm.
And I feel like I've been coming out of it more as of late.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So anyways,
quite the
yeah.
journey.
Yeah. Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not since the New Year's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's not like, I mean, I can drink and have one or two,
Yeah.
and of course, I've been in those shoes that I wake up going, whoa, I don't remember anything that happened
Mm.
last night. And,
Mm-hmm.
if, and I apologize. It's like,
You're calling everybody.
yeah, I'm like, okay, so if my girlfriend's next to me, I'm like, oh God, I don't know why, but I'm sorry. You asshole. Like, but yeah, those are bad,
Right.
But no, in general, like, I mean, I can have one or two. But just recently, after the last holidays, like during the holiday season, we tend to just drink a little bit more, just that time of year, I guess.
Mhm.
I just don't like the feeling of wanting more. Like if you
Mhm.
have a couple drinks one evening, the next day it's like you want more.
Mhm.
It just your body wants it. It's just
Mhm.
designed that way. And I
Mhm.
was like, I don't like it, feeling that. And it takes
Mhm.
like 4 or 5 days to like wean yourself off, or for me anyways, of that desire. And after a
Mhm.
week, it's like, okay, I don't feel it anymore. But if I have one the next day for that whole week, I just want more. And I don't like that. So my body's kind of
Mhm.
addicted to it in that sense. And it
Mhm.
goes for a lot of things. Like since I've stopped eating sugar, for example, like I don't eat a lot of sugars these days, but if I
Mhm.
have a cookie, I love cookies. The next day I just want more. And it's like, I just don't like that feeling. So
Mhm.
I just try to be as clean as I can right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you look really good. Look at your veins.
yeah,
Just like pumping out.
yeah. So maybe that's no beer in there.
Right? No sugar.
Yeah, or whatever it is. But
Yeah, I haven't eaten sugar for a week, or maybe like even 10 days. I didn't put the date on it, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, just found I didn't want it. Sugar is the devil.
Yes,
It's
in everything,
yeah,
but on purpose, by
yeah, on
design.
purpose.
You
I was
know?
just going to take us back to that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it really is.
yeah.
Just like alcohol.
And seed oils.
Oh
It's in
yeah,
everything. Like just go to the
everything.
supermarket and get
It's in
some
crackers.
coleslaw. Like this thing coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Like it's okay, it's
Yes.
vegetable, maybe it's a bit of mayo, I don't know, a little salt.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the ingredients. It's like the second ingredient is seed oils. Why does it need to be in there? Like seriously, and it
Right?
says that's engine lubricant. It's not designed for you to eat.
Exactly.
So it's in everything,
Yeah,
and it makes people sick. You
very
know.
sick. You
So
order skip the dishes all the time, you're just getting seed oils
yeah,
all the time because every
exactly.
restaurant, doesn't matter how fancy the restaurant is,
Mm.
they are not using olive oil. They're not using top grade oils
Yeah,
or tallow,
yeah,
to cook the food. They are
exactly.
using the cheapest shit possible.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah. And so your body, it's amazing how that sticks in your system.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these little conscious decisions. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to drink ever again. Like, if the occasion
Yeah.
arises, it's
Yeah.
right. I'll have a drink, but I'll just probably know the next day I'll be like, for that week, trying to like
Yeah.
fight that feeling,
Yeah.
and that's just what I'm looking to walk away from.
Mm-hmm.
All levels.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, even though I didn't drink for so many years, I'll have drinks every now and again.
Yeah.
But I know that even if I just have 2 drinks, okay, that's my
Hmm.
max.
Yeah.
I I am so fucking dead the next day. Like
Yeah.
I will go to bed, even if I had a couple drinks with girlfriends in the afternoon for lunch or something,
Mm.
and then 8 hours later I go to bed.
Yeah.
It would be out of the system because liver takes 4 hours to process alcohol.
Yeah.
I'll literally maybe fall asleep for an hour or two and then wake up in chronic anxiety. I can't get back to sleep.
Uh,
And then I'm fucked. And it's like I feel like my soul screams like, no, like you're going
yeah.
against the grain
Yeah.
again.
And the thing is, too, is like I've been programmed. Like even this, the beer thing is
Yeah.
masculine, and men like beer. So yeah, it's so good, but it's just a program,
Yes.
Like, and I get it. So now just I drink like this 0.5. It's it's good. I mean, it's not as good, but at
Yeah.
least I feel like I'm drinking beer,
Yeah.
and
Beer's good. Like
it
I
is
love the
good.
taste of
Yeah,
beer.
I
It's
know.
such a good taste.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's some great beers out there. And there's some really good dark beers too.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
dark beers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure you've heard about this, but how they call like the hard alcohol spirits
Yes. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
because it invites spirits into you. You become
Hmm.
this vessel. So
Yeah.
a lot of time when you at clubs and people are just totally hammered, they do dumb shit because
Yeah.
these spirits will take over them.
100%.
And I've had this experience where I was photographed when I was just out of my tree drunk, and I look at my face and it's not me. It's
Hmm.
like there's something
Yeah.
in me. And I was like, oh my God,
I've had that
this
same
is
experience.
scary.
Yeah, through pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite.
Like it's not even a facial expression that I can make
Yeah,
if
I
I
know.
even if it's like, what was that about?
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, well when you drink the alcohol, it lowers your frequency
Mm-hmm.
to such we're already in a dense state as it is being
Yeah.
human,
Yeah.
but it lowers you even to the floor basically.
Yeah.
And that's when yeah, you're completely open to being taken over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, drugs do the same thing. People that smoke weed all the time,
Yeah.
they're the same thing. They don't realize they're under hypnosis all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you smoke weed, you're getting high.
Yeah.
So you're not present. You can't be present when you're high. It's the same thing with taking drugs like ayahuasca,
Yeah.
mushrooms, LSD. I've done all those.
Mm-hmm.
You're under hypnosis to the drug. So you're a terminal to the drug. You think you're having this awakening,
Mm-hmm.
this spiritual conscious state. No, you're hallucinating while the drug is doing its thing through you. You're on standby to it. That's why you can't control the drug.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bystander to it. So
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing conscious about it,
Yeah.
but everything unconscious or semi-conscious about it instead.
Yeah.
And all that does is suppress what it is that people are trying to heal. Oh, I'm using ayahuasca because I want to heal this.
Yeah.
Well, it's a trick. You're suppressing all of that
Yeah.
and then just pretending.
Yeah.
You're being captivated by this mystical experience of the aliens floating around and
Mm.
the unicorns coming down and saving you or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, these days I'm so straight edge, and it's kind of funny because I never thought it would be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm always dabbling with little things, but like right now, I just love being super straight.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good feeling
Yeah.
to be comfortable in your skin. Like you said at the beginning, you like your time on your own because you like being with yourself.
Mm.
And most people don't. They need constant distractions because they don't like what they're thinking. And then they put that placeholder and responsibility on other people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now say and do things so that I can feel comfortable in my skin because I'm not comfortable sitting here thinking my own thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of the time, when you get high or drink or whatever, you're just numbing yourself anyways
Yeah.
because you just can't face it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right. And or always needing, like I said, that action of everybody else and the people around you. It's
yeah.
nice to have community and connect,
Mm.
like, with you now. I love that, but to be desperate to always be around people because you're so scared to be by yourself is a very lonely feeling. I know that feeling because I've had that myself,
Mm-hmm.
to be in that really heavy codependent state.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
doing now anyway?
I got no plans.
No?
No. Lunchtime at some point, and I got to teach a class in the early afternoon, and I'm going to spa.
To the spa?
Yeah, yeah. It's called Clear Nordic. It's in Signal Hill. It's kind of
Oh.
new. They've opened in the winter, I want to say. It's got a cold tub, a hot tub, a steam room, a infrared sauna, and a banyan sauna when you can put the water on. It's
Mm.
Japanese style. It's beautiful. It's silent, so people don't
Wow.
speak in
How
there.
much does it cost to go there?
About $80 for 2 hours.
$80 for 2 hours? That's
Yeah,
a lot.
I know.
Holy shit.
But yeah, but they got me. I'm a member, so I know that.
Is it busy when you go?
Yeah, they kept it out to like I think 15 or 12. I don't know. There's a max they can allow. So I'm going
Wow.
Friday night tonight, so I don't know. Probably be busy Friday night. People tend to go
Yeah.
after work or weekends maybe.
Right.
But it's supposed to be silent. So, anyways, I got to go because my thing renews on the 15th, and I haven't gone this month. I was at the band festival, so they had a sauna and we did a cold plunges there. So I've done lots of cold and hot this month already, and also they
Mm-hmm.
invited me to do. They had this workshop where they had someone lead in the sauna. That was me. So you should have seen me like with a towel and fanning people while guiding a meditation. But then I got a free session out of it, so I stayed. So, but anyways, if I don't go before the 15th, I lose my slot. So I'm gonna go tonight.
Wow.
I recommend trying it out though.
So is it men and women can go
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
together?
yeah, yeah. You got a
I'll go
bathing
with you
suit.
sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
I would love to do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
So this can you? Are you good in saunas?
Yeah,
Can you
that's
handle
what I like
heat?
is the sauna.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into the cold plunge or anything. I'll do the
It's not
saunas.
that cold anyways.
Yeah.
But and then if you're hot, it's gonna nice to cool off. But the sauna is awesome. Yeah, and if you like hot, I'll make it hot in there. I like to, and it's a good way to ujjayi breathe because then like, because when you get your ujjayi breath, it's not gonna burn your nostrils. Yeah, it's awesome.
Mm. Yeah, like just actually saying burning the nostrils, what came to my mind is when the first time I did a sweat,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
even the second time I did a sweat. Have you ever done a sweat?
Oh yeah.
And how did you act? Like, how was your first experience?
Well, because I had done hot yoga before, I
Right.
was okay with the heat, so I was okay in saunas. So I was totally fine. I'm just
Right.
like, bring it on.
But
Like,
what about when they shut the thing and it goes
bring it,
black?
bring it. Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you know when they shut it on me and there was all these women in there, um, I I lost my mind. Like I started like
You had a panic attack.
panicking,
Mm.
and because you can't see absolutely like it
Yeah,
is pitch
it's
black,
Yeah,
and I started to panic because they take the
yeah,
water, pour it on the rocks, and then the steam
yeah.
comes. And the
Exactly.
ladies gave me a towel before, and they said when they put the steam on, put the towel over your face because it might scare you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I just started freaking out, and the ladies beside me were like, just, it's okay. And I was like, I have to get out. I have to get out.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
And I'm trying to push, and they wouldn't let me. And
yeah.
they were like, just calm down. And I was
What
like,
was this?
okay. It was on a reserve,
Yeah,
and I got invited there.
nice,
And same with the second time I did it.
nice.
But yeah, it was really intense and
It's intense.
overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But
Uh,
it burned my nose. That's what I was
yes.
going
Yeah,
to
exactly.
so badly to
Hmm.
breathe. So I didn't
Yeah.
even think to ujjayi breath.
Yeah. So when we go, I'll just get your ujjayi on, and you know it when it's right because you can just breathe easily. It's not even
Oh,
burning nothing, and it's like, oh yeah, there's my ujjayi because it's just like, yeah. But I did a few sweats in Mexico, and they're called temazcal there,
okay.
and people are trying to cloud and everything. I'm totally fine. But then I also had one here on a reserve, and it's like I think it was during COVID. I wanted to get close to that heritage. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a gas station towards Canmore where there's a casino. So I
Mm.
just walk in there. It's like they're all native, and I'm like to the guy, hey, do you know any shamans or any like medicine men? He's like, I don't, but there's a guy in the back. Yeah, I think his dad is one. So he goes in the back, and I look native, right? He
Yeah.
talks to the guy. The guy comes out, and he looks around. And he's looking for, like, he's in his mind's eye looking for a white guy, asking for
White
a shaman.
guy.
So he looks at me,
Yeah.
looks around, like goes back in there, is like scratching your head. What is it? And then he comes back. I'm like, I'm the guy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for a sweat lodge. And he's like, yeah. And he hooked me up to the number, and eventually I get invited, and it's all natives in there.
Yes.
And they are singing their
I
hearts
know.
out. Like,
Isn't it
wow, it's so powerful.
so
The
powerful?
only thing that kind of sucked is that after every session, like just four, they are smoking like crazy in
Yeah.
there. So that was the only part. I was
They
like, oh,
smoked in the
no,
sweat.
in the sweat, in between though.
Oh, in between. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, oh my
But
god.
not in the.
No one is close.
Yeah,
They were
no.
chanting that,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's like it was just choking me. I was like, I
yeah.
had to get out.
Well, and you have to bring fabric,
Mhm.
and you have to bring
Tobacco.
tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I smoked up a peace pipe. That was cool. But I mean,
yeah.
but then just chain smoking in between. And I was like, I
I
can't
know,
breathe, you guys. I got to get out. I
right?
mean, but
Yeah,
because if not, I would have stayed the whole time. But anyway,
yeah.
the door is open. You can get out. And of course, when we're in it, yeah, I was like in. And the
Mm-hmm.
first rock is the hottest, always the hottest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, bring
Right.
it. Love it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't had a desire to do it in a while.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off now. I'm gonna use that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
because it was really
awesome. Oh, it's
good.
still recording.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know.
still recording.